My village people have told my parents to pray for me because I have run mad. I have run mad because I move around the village carrying something that looks like a slasher, and I am talking to myself. Now when they meet me and greet me, they see me talking to myself. And they don't believe that a man who was once educated, a man who passed exams very well, went to university and studied, they call me a doctor, can come back to the village and hold something in his hand and keep talking to himself. So they told my parents to pray for me. As I talk right now, I am going for those prayers. Good morning and welcome to my village in Africa, in a place called Huisero in Western Kenya, Kakamega County. Now, I am from seeing the owner of the land where I wanted to plant arrowroots. He was not there for over a week, and today he said that he was traveling, so I went to see him, and he allowed me to dig his land. I have leased his land. I will plant there arrowroots. That's why I went this morning. It's about 7 a.m. and I have just seen him. We have talked over that land. I told him that instead of that land lying idle, we can plant something there. So we have a lot of idle land but fertile land here. That land is very idle. We have another idle land there. So very many idle pieces of land, yet we have very fertile land. So they don't have time to dig, they don't have fertilizer, and I will take one down there, dig it, put fertilizer, then plant arrowroots, then see how it goes. Now, the main topic today is about the prayers that my parents want to do for me. And I want to talk about it, and I felt like I will keep this video here for reference later on, because my parents called me. I cannot lie about my parents, so I'm speaking something real, what my parents told me, and I'm speaking something spiritual. So I cannot come to create content speaking lies about something that is very real and something that concerns my parents. So my mother yesterday called me in the morning. You know, this is why I love the village. You see, very bushy, and then it's very safe. So it's quiet. Nobody here is disturbing you. So my mother calls me yesterday in the evening when we were eating supper. And then she tells me that she has met some people and they told her that your son, we don't believe that your son has run mad. Your son has run mad because he holds something in his hand that looks like a slasher. And then he is talking to himself. Why are you allowing your son to talk to himself like that? Or what has become of him? And you know, my parents don't like content creation. They don't like it, by the way. Even the videos I produce, I'm very sure even this video, my mother, my father, they will not watch it. They don't like content creation. And people in this village also don't like content creation, by the way. Nobody, have you ever seen a person saying that I am in Huisero, I am a content creator, that I'm making videos? No. In fact, I am the first one. I'm the first content creator in Huisero to create videos and say I live in the village, I love the village. So nobody actually has ever created this kind of thing. I am the first one. And I believe that is why a lot of people watch me, because they want to see how is that village looking like. So because I am alone and nobody has ever done this, they are wondering, how is he carrying something in his hand, walking alone? Kindly pray for him, because he could be running mad. Now, do you know why they are concerned? They are concerned because of my background. My background in this village is very interesting. You know, when I was in primary school, I am the one who led, we do a primary school exam. We used to do KCPE. Right now it's not there, but in class 8 we used to do KCPE, and I emerged the top of class. I was the first student, and then I led in this, in my school, which serves this whole village. A lot of people go to that school here. In fact, yesterday I created a video and I said that we went to the same school. We have prominent people from this area who went to the same school. So I went to the same school and then I passed exams. So people had high hopes. And when I completed class 8 and I passed exams very well, they knew that I was going to become a doctor. Not even a nurse. I was going to become a doctor, because everybody who passes exams should become a doctor. So when I went to high school, you know, the expectations start going down when you start seeing your grades in mathematics, English. They are not as you expect. You are passing exams, yes, but you are not hitting those A's very well. You get B's, A's, sometimes grade A, sometimes B plus, you know. So I felt like I could not become a doctor because of those grades. And so I lowered my expectations. After Form 4, I said that instead of becoming a doctor, let me go do a bachelor's degree in nursing, because that is close to being a doctor, right? But people in my village don't know the difference between medicine and BSN. They believe that if you want to become a nurse, you should go to KMTC. And so when you introduce yourself as a nurse and you went to university, they wonder, how did you go to university as a nurse? Nurses go to KMTC. So they know I am a doctor. A lot of people know I am a doctor. They think I studied medicine in the university. And they think I should be in hospital treating people. So they are wondering, how does he come back to the village and then hold something in his hand and then be moving around the village taking videos? This man could be frustrated. He could be going through something. His mind is not okay. Pray for him. And my parent called me, my mother specifically. My father has not talked to me yet. You know, mothers are very concerned. My mother called me and told me, Gidi, we need to hold some prayers because people have said that they see you talking to yourself. And you know, my mother does not know content creation. She has never seen anybody do vlogging. People don't know vlogging in this village. She has never seen that vlogging. So she's wondering. Now, I am in... you see that water there. Now, the land I want to plant is this one. Let me digress from that story a bit. I was here recently, and people planted arrowroots there. And I want to plant this land here. So I have been allowed to plant this one. And I will plant this one. So either tomorrow or next week, I will be getting people to dig here, and then I will get the suckers and the rhizomes. Then I will come and start planting, because we want to dig first and then we put manure just to make sure that the land is very fertile. We will put organic manure. I have a lot of organic manure. We will learn in agriculture how to make organic manure. So I have a compost pit at home where I have made those layers of organic manure. I'll carry that manure, then I'll come, then put in this land, then dig, then mix it with soil. Then it will, just after 2-3 weeks, then I'll come and plant, because the soil now will be very fertile. Anyway, that is for another day. Today I'm talking about what is going to happen. I'm going for prayers. So yes, so I was talking about when I went to university and they believe that I'm a doctor, and then my mother is praying for me today. When I went to university, I had high hopes that I would succeed and earn very well. You know, I believed that after I graduate from university, I will get a job in a hospital, then I will start earning a big salary, then I will drive a good car, then I'll build a big house, then my children will be happy in good schools. You see, that is what I believed. But when I reached university, the reality was different. And now that is what they don't understand. And I have never discussed this even with my parents, because they would be depressed. The reality hit me when I noticed that nurses were not earning well. You see, you are studying, you are in school, you are studying to become that person who is already working, and they are not earning well. So I was not motivated to become a nurse, honestly speaking. Nurses in Kenya are not paid well. And I was studying to become that nurse. And the kind of life I was dreaming, nurses were not living that kind of life. You see, these people, they don't know how to plant arrowroots. That's why I want to come here and do. This person did a nice job here, but that one, those other people are joking with land here. Land is very fertile, but they are joking around with it. I'm coming to do something here. Yes, so when I looked at nurses, you know, I'm in a hospital setup. I'm working with the nurses. Then I see that it is only doctors who are coming with cars. And they were cheap cars, by the way, not expensive cars. It's doctors who are coming with cars. Then nurses who are coming either on foot or taking a motorcycle, a boda, we call it boda, to hospital. Then I asked myself, did I work very hard in school to be taking boda to come to work and then complain about payment? You know, there's something very interesting about workers in Kenya, and it's industrial action, or what we call strike. So I used to see nurses go on strike just to get an additional 3,000 shillings on their pay slips. You find that they go on strike, then they spend like 2-3 weeks out of work. Then when they are added 2,000-3,000 shillings on their pay slips, they rejoice and they come back to work. And then I asked myself, is this really what I want? is this really what I want? That is when I started exploring options. It's not that I hated it, but I started exploring options. That is when now I felt like going to the United States as a nurse was a much better option than being a nurse in this country. Yeah. Oh, mrembe. So actually, the plan of going to the United States, I started it when I was still in university, because I felt like I cannot graduate. Then after graduation, I come to do this work where people are suffering. They are not getting remunerated well. They cannot drive the car I want to drive. Have you seen a normal nurse even driving a TX? Have you seen a normal nurse even driving a Voxy? Or maybe driving a Noah, or maybe driving a Lexus? I'm not saying that a car is a measure of success, no. But at least you need to see nurses driving good cars, because a car sometimes it's a symbol of success in some way, because the type of a car you drive also speaks volumes about your income. Now, apart from the car, it's about houses. Have you seen nurses building humongous mansions, luxury homes, living in them? No. Now, how many nurses do you know in this country that take their children to very good schools? I'm not talking about wives, female nurses who are married to wealthy men. You know, sometimes when we talk about success in nursing, and then women start talking about it, I'm not talking about women, because some of you are married to wealthy men, and then you start associating their success with your success. No, I am talking about a male nurse. A male nurse with a wife who should provide 100%. We men provide. Not you who has a wealthy husband, and then you start saying that you are successful. We are talking about men. Now, I felt like as a man, I cannot do that. That is why I started my own freelancing things now. First of all, I did not start as an academic writer. I started as an article writer. And it was earning way better than a nurse. For example, I told you how I was, in my other videos, I told you how article writing used to pay me roughly $1,000 every month. That comes to roughly 120,000 Kenya shillings. Now, as a nurse in a private hospital, you get about 30,000. You know, before you get employed under PNP terms, you go to a private hospital and then you get paid like 30,000 Kenya shillings. And here you have a venture that is already paying you 120,000, four times a nurse's salary. So I said I cannot go to become a nurse, because if I work for just 4 months, I have earned a nurse's salary of a year. So as I was doing that, then I came across academic writing, which used to pay me now even better. Then I said, why should I go? I can make an annual salary of a nurse in 1 month. Because in Kenya, if you make like $4,000 or $5,000 in a month, then you have made the whole salary of a nurse for a year. And so if you just make money for 1 year, you have made a nurse's salary for 10 years. So instead of breaking your back as a nurse for 10 years in a hospital, why can't you just work hard and make more money here for 10 years and then you exit? You see my reasoning? That is why I stopped going to hospital. And then, you know, when you start being a freelancer, you start getting afraid. That's my village. Don't wonder why it's a long distance of walking. The land I want to plant is there. Then the person who owns the land is there. Then my home is just up there, where I'm going for prayers right now. So when you are a freelancer, some of you don't know that sometimes you get afraid of your future, because you look at your work, it's not permanent and pensionable. Permanent in quotes, because there is nothing permanent in this world. So there are people who believe that when you don't have a permanent and pensionable job, then your future will not be okay. So what do? Then I started entering into different businesses. You try this, it fails. You try that, it fails. When you try, you find something that works and something that doesn't work. And when you find something that doesn't work, people are quick to laugh at you. Then they tell you, you see, we told you, this thing will not work. But then they are not looking at something that is working. They always look at something that is not working. Then they want to tell you that, you see, we told you, now we told you. Now, when you show them something that is working, then they say that, that one will also end. They don't know that even life ends. Even life ends. There is nothing permanent and pensionable in this world. Even life at some point ends. So I started exploring different options. And one of the options that I found out is YouTube. Now, let me tell you something about YouTube that some of you don't know. You know, some of you see me on YouTube and you think that I started YouTube recently. No, I started this channel long time ago because I was looking at different sources of income. I am a guy who is always looking for different sources of income. I cannot, that's why I'm not employable. Nobody out there can just employ me, then I sit down waiting for a salary after 30 days. That one, I can really feel very depressed. That I'm at work, waking up in the morning, going to work, then waiting for 30 days to be paid. That one is difficult. Even if I am broke and I'm frustrated, some people tell me go to look for work. No, I can't look for because my problem is money. I have an income problem. I don't have a job problem. If money is all I want, then I have to look for money. You know, that is where most of you make a mistake. You have no money, but instead of looking for money, you are looking for a job. That's why you have a job and you have no money. You get that job, yes, but you are broke. So you go to work every morning, but you are broke. You see? So you are just like me who has no job and I'm broke. So when you have no money, that's my thinking now. When you have no money, you look for money. Not that when you have no money, you look for a job. So that's my thinking. So I started this YouTube channel long time ago. Then I stopped. I stopped doing YouTube. I think I opened the channel in 2012 when I was still a student. And then I put up my first video in 2019. Now, when I opened the channel, I did not know that, that's like opening an email. Some of you will think that I started YouTube 2012 because it was earning. No, I just opened a Gmail. You know, when you open a Gmail, that means you have opened a YouTube channel. But in 2019, that's when I put up my first video. Then I stopped again because I was earning way too much money than being a YouTuber, of course. In 2020, when people were during COVID-19, a lot of people were creating content. That's when I also started creating content. And then I got a lot of views during that time. But writing was paying a lot of money, more than YouTube. So I could not do YouTube. I was focusing on writing because it was making me a lot of money during that time. And then when generative AI came, that is when we realized that things can really shift. And then we started exploring other options. You know, I have told you that I do trading, I do data analysis right now. But the problem with those ventures is that, first of all, trading is very unpredictable. There is no difference between trading and sophisticated sports betting. I can say so. If you have a skill, you can make some money. As long as you have good bankroll, then you have proper management, risk management, then, you can make some money. You can lose, but your wins should be more than the losses. And the amount that you make should increase slowly. And the good thing about trading is that money usually does not end because it's a continuous thing. So I started that. Then I started I've just been greeting a guy who is digging there. So there's no difference. Then that is one of the things that I explored. Then I told you that I started doing a lot of data analytics because mathematics is another thing that you can do apart from writing now, because you write a text, somebody tells you that it is AI generated even when it's not. But of course we use AI now, right now. So it's very unreasonable for somebody to tell you that you used AI, because we should be using AI. So I stopped writing text, then I started data analysis. Now, YouTube, the funny thing about YouTube, that is why I'm very consistent now. And that is why I want to be prayed for, because now I have run mad. I walk around the village holding a slasher. Now, YouTube is very interesting because when I started YouTube, I did not expect it to give me money. I did not expect YouTube to give me money. Now, the main reason why I started YouTube is to document my suffering. Because I was going through a lot of problems, and then I did not understand how to remember it. My very first video that I uploaded when I started being consistent was about divorce. Because I was going through divorce, I have lost my cars, and I was looking at myself. Of course, I have not lost my peace because I am one guy who is never depressed. Because I have tried things, they failed. I try, they fail. I learn, I move on. I try, they fail. I move on. So when I was talking about those stories, because I was making these videos to come later to look at them. Then they started getting a lot of views, a lot of retention that I have never gotten on my YouTube channel. Then somebody called me and told me that, Gidi, you don't know how to make money on a YouTube channel. Let me show you how to put mid-rolls and then how to earn from ads. Then that is what I did. Out of the blues, I see my revenue is going very high. Then they told me, be consistent. Just be consistent and keep doing this thing. So I saw revenue, YouTube revenue. I have never seen that kind of revenue. Then they told me to get a foreign audience. Go to Nyabohanse, then get a foreign audience. I said no. Instead of going to Nyabohanse, I can just talk about it. That's a smart move that I took, because when I started, my audience, my Kenyan audience was roughly 90%, and my foreign audience was about 10%. So when I kept talking about I am Marwa and Nyabohanse YouTubers, my foreign audience grew by nearly 30%. I am very sure there are people on this channel who started watching I am Marwa and they came to this channel because I was regularly talking about Dimwango, I am Marwa, and Nyabohanse YouTubers. And right now, my Kenyan viewers are 55% when you check the audience. And my foreign audience is about roughly 45%. Okay? And my YouTube revenue, that is something I'll talk about later. So, that's why it was difficult at first to shift to local news, talking about local politicians and local matters. But I noticed that when I talk about local matters like Edwin Sifuna, I'm talking about Atuoli, I'm talking about these local politicians like Rafael Tuju, Karen Nyamu, I thought that maybe people will not watch me, but people still keep watching me and they are interested, and the retention is very high. And the revenue. Now, YouTube, let me tell you something. You know, these YouTubers hide a lot of information. They hide a lot of information, but I will tell you on this channel, my YouTube revenue dwarfed every other thing that I was doing. I told you I've been doing data analytics, I've been doing trading, and then I did YouTube. Then the income from YouTube dwarfed everything else. Everything else. Bro, YouTube can actually make you... I said I'll create another video specifically for that. Then I said, let me be consistent. Let me just record videos in a village, because it seems people are interested to see me talking about my suffering. Oh, I did not go to the US. Oh, I lost my cars. Oh, I got divorced. Oh, they don't want me to talk about my success, because when I talk about those problems, the videos have very high retention and the revenue is crazy. So that is when I started now being consistent, moving around the village with a camera, talking. And as I post this video right now, I can tell you that my revenue is looking very good. I can say it's amazing. And if I want to be a travel YouTuber, right now I have some budget to travel. I cannot lie to you. I cannot lie to you. And so when they tell me that they want to pray for me, now I am wondering, now why do they want to pray for me? To stop doing YouTube, or to do what? To go back to hospital? Now, the amount of money that the channel has made, although I'll make another video about it, but let me just say about that thing. Even a nurse cannot be paid that kind of money. Let me just be honest. If you know how YouTube works, and you know how YouTube pays, if you look at my channel, the amount of money it has made in 28 days, even a nursing salary, a nurse cannot earn that. Now, what if I combine with other 3 things that I'm doing? You see, now they want to pray for me to go back and get a permanent and pensionable job, because I am depressed. I am doing things that are not good. I should get a job and then be waking up in the morning, then go there. They want to pray for me, and because I respect them, I will let them pray for me, and I will not carry this thing, because this is the something they want to pray for. Because they believe I have run mad. Now I just want to see, have I really run mad? Maybe my viewers can tell me. Maybe I have run mad and I don't know. Maybe I have run mad. Maybe when I stop going to work, then I decide that I want to create different sources of income. Then I want to chase my dreams, that I have run mad. I don't know. I don't know if I have run mad. Probably my viewers can tell me that. And I will say, now this is our land. I have reached here. Now I want to go home. I'll just follow up there. Then I go home. This is our Napier grass. And up there we have bamboo. Yes, we have bamboo up there, and then we have our sukuma wiki that I keep always showing you there. So yes, so will I keep doing YouTube? Yes, of course. I will keep being consistent here because I have seen an opportunity. I have seen how this thing works. I have seen that this thing can be a very good alternative to making money. And will I stop doing YouTube because they want to pray for me? No, I cannot stop doing YouTube. I will keep doing YouTube in this village. And now, this is the reason why I understand when I told people to come so that we can do a podcast. Because I was looking for somebody who knows how to speak good English, and they should come. Then we sit down in an environment like this. Then we should talk about geopolitical issues, socioeconomic aspects that affect our current life in the context of an African Kenyan village. I wanted us to discuss those matters in this village. I don't want us to create a video with the lighting and all of you. No, I just want us to sit in a village setup and talk about this. Then nobody ever came to me and told me that, Gidi, I'm in this village, we can talk about it. People who want me to invite them on this channel, we talk about it, they want me to go to Nairobi because they believe that Nairobi is the only place where people can create podcasts. Then I'm telling them that I don't want to reinvent the wheel. Nairobi already has a lot of people. Nairobi city, already there is Jagero. There is Dr. Kingori. There is Oga Obina. There is Mike Check podcast. There is Kisiangani podcast. There are a lot of podcasts in Nairobi. Why should I go to Nairobi? What will I be doing new? If I create a studio and then I put a lot of lighting, what am I doing different from Jagero? What am I doing different from Dr. Kingori? What am I doing different from any other person who has expensive cameras and sophisticated lighting? I just want to be in a village, in an environment like this. Then I take a plastic chair. You sit there, I sit here. Then we start talking about these matters. And the revenue will just be okay. Bro, I have told you that the revenue on this channel is crazy. Bro, in the recent weeks, I have looked at this channel. I can tell you the revenue is crazy. And I'm just starting. You know, somebody might think that I have been on this channel for a long time. I've been here for around 2 months only. And I'm looking at it and I'm wondering, what? So this is the YouTube that people keep talking about. And I have not put any studio anywhere. I have not done any sophisticated thing. I have not shown opulence. I'm just talking about my problems in a quiet village setup. Now, why can't we sit down and talk about issues within this place? You know, that is a new thing. But then they say that no, in a village you come to Nairobi, I will not come to Nairobi. If I cannot get another person to do podcast, then I will do it on my own on this channel. It's just me and the camera. And I will achieve this dream as you watch it. I will achieve this dream. I have not invited any celeb on this channel. It's just me and the camera. Me and the camera. And we are doing this thing. And I'm telling you, I'm going to hit it. I will hit it. Bro, I'm going to hit this thing. And when I hit it, don't tell me that I was lucky. And you will prove that you actually don't need those lights. You don't need those sophisticated things. You don't need to be in a city. And you can also make it when you are in a village setup. So let me go for the prayers and I will let them pray for me. Probably those prayers will help this channel to grow. And I welcome my viewers to also pray for me because I don't know if I am mad. Because you know, mad people don't know they are mad. I could be mad and I don't know. So keep praying for me and keep praying for me that I become consistent. Keep praying for me that I find alternative sources of income so that I have different streams of income, and also pray for me that I have passive income. Don't pray for me to find a job, because I honestly don't need a job. Not because I despise people who have jobs. No, I like people who have jobs. People who have jobs are watching me. People who have jobs maybe are contributing to increasing revenue on this channel. People who have jobs are my friends. So let them have jobs because maybe that's their area of assignment. For me, my area of gifting is quite different because I know people have told me that we watch you because we know how you speak. It's very interesting. You see, maybe this could be my area of gifting. I don't know, but I know that I need different sources of income so that I can live a secure life in the future. Now, keep praying for me as my parents also pray for me, and as I will be walking around the village, also pray that villagers can understand that this is also a job. So thank you for listening to me. This is Gedi Akali, and we shall meet again in another video. I'm out.